Good morning everyone and welcome to the vlog number 2 of Akshay Science Vlog. Today is the first al fresco vlog. We're out here in nature, and the first special guest vlog. Let me introduce my special guest, my cousin Nick. Say everyone, hi to everyone, Nick.
Hey everyone.
Alright, and we are in a very special place today, and it's a very special vlog, important to both of our hearts, I would say.
Indeed.
Both of our hearts. We are at none other than Gatorland, Florida. And it will be an amazing day. We're going to learn all about reptiles today. Or if you're fearful of reptiles, if you don't know about reptiles, you want to know more, you want to overcome that fear that so many people have of reptiles, of getting bitten, that they're unintelligent animals. We hope to break some of those stereotypes today and learn all about reptiles today. We're going to see some amazing snakes, birds as well, not just reptiles. But we're going to see, of course, these beautiful crocodilians here and learn all about them today and their behavior. Their super intelligent behavior. It's going to be
So Ak, I noticed something with that one over there. He's missing an arm. What would you say general causes of that? Fights over territory, food, females?
Yeah, so this is what the Gatorland calls their breeding marsh, and this is getting towards the breeding season for alligators. And these alligators are fiercely territorial animals, especially the males. That one that you see there, he's sort of runty for this group. So if he only gets in a fight with another one, he's going to get his arm ripped off if he's not careful. And if, you know, even when they're feeding behavior, the big guys get first go. And they know that. There's a hierarchy. And they understand that from when they're very small, not to mess with the bigger gators. So, yeah. And it's also very interesting also is that you have these alligators and they have this amazing antibacterial component to their body. And it's in their bloodstreams. It's their part of their immune system, and they can survive and heal these types of injuries, whole limbs being ripped off, and they'll heal, and no infection, no anything. They don't need to go to the hospital, no doctor treatments.
So in terms of hunting now, how does that affect him with one less arm?
Not at all, really. These are millions and millions of years these creatures have survived, and they're so good now. They could do it without limbs, they could do it without tails, they could do it without eyes. Severe injuries, and these alligators can really overcome. It's only if anything really messes with their jaw, then they're in trouble, because that's the bad end of a gator. So, learning all about crocodiles and their injuries. So this is exactly why you don't feed alligators. People here at Gatorland in a controlled environment are given food to feed these alligators, but this is why. They associate people with food. This gator here has seen people, has associated them with food, knows that it's a food source. So when he sees people, he's lost his fear, and he comes straight over to people because he knows he's going to get some food from them. People have the possibility of having food. Look how quickly he's coming by. He's checking Nick and I out. He's using that big powerful tail, but this is why you never ever feed alligators out there in the wild, any crocodilians, any wild animal basically out in the wild, because they are so smart. They associate people with food, and they will come out swim. So a lot of people think alligators and crocodilians are just mindless hunting machines, but they can be soft and tender as well. This is probably the big male over here, and this is probably his #1 female. And this is the soft side of crocodilians. They're actually very affectionate, and they're very protective of the girls in their pond. And this is a side that usually they can't see. I don't know entirely sure if that's a female or not, but I'll tell you what, around a big male like this, I don't think he would let a little male do that to his tail. So this is an amazing display of their relationship. They're actually very affectionate, and they're very fiercely protective of their females. When alligators attack, it's not always just defending their territory, as in land or water or anything like that. It's also these females. They love them very much, and the males will even help during the breeding season defend the nest. So this is another side to crocodiles, the affectionate side of crocodiles.
Here we have alligators, we have crocodiles here. So where are some behavioral differences between them when it comes to interacting with humans, whether it comes to feeding, when it comes to mating?
You see, that's a great question, Nick, because we in Florida here, we go paddleboarding on lakes and so on, knowing that there's crocodiles, knowing that there's alligators there. And we're fine. If you see an alligator, most of the time they'll just go on off, and unless they've been fed, and that's what you call a rogue alligator, a rogue crocodile. But these crocodiles here, the saltwater crocodiles and Nile crocodiles, they have this aggression in them, and it comes from what they eat. Alligators, the biggest thing they'll sort of eat is a bird or something like that. They won't eat
fish.
super big prey. Where these guys, I mean, look at the size of him. He is huge. This one is, 13 odd feet. The saltwater crocodile we saw over there is some 14 feet. These eat big water buffalo and big, huge prey items. So when they see a human, we're on their menu, right?
You might be.
We're all on their menu, and that is a huge behavioral difference between them. They have this natural aggression in them. They will go up to people and see them as a food source and behave completely differently. Also, these guys, when they hit hard, they hit a lot harder than the alligators, right? The alligators, we saw them at the Gatorland Jumperoo over here. They sort of lunge and sort of half-heartedly go after it. These guys just whack, and that's it. So that's a huge difference.
So how many grown men would you think it would take to outmuscle one of these guys? In terms of, remember Steve Irwin, everyone would jump on the crocodiles to keep them down. How many grown men you think?
Well, you see, I've been told, I said this, and there's so much variation between crocodile species, so even though we're talking about the difference between alligators and crocodiles here, even between crocodile species, Nile crocodiles versus saltwater crocodiles, we saw Steve Irwin do a lot of things with saltwater crocodiles where they're able to pile on with 12, 13 guys, just preventing them from death rolling, and jump on them to capture them and relocate them. But I was told when I went to South Africa, you can't do that with these guys. No matter how many people you put on the back of a Nile crocodile, they will bust you up. They will not let you do that. So the capture procedures have to be completely different for the Nile crocodiles. And I was told that by a crocodile conservationist over there in South Africa. Okay. So, and the caimans that we get in Guyana and Trinidad, they're very docile. They're very, very chill. So, because they only eat fish, really. No big stuff. Hassa. So that's talking about all about behaviors in crocodiles. We're getting down to the end of the day, and we're thinking about going up there on the zip lines. We'll see how that turns out and if we get any videos from that. All right, check you later. So I promised birds, and we got some birds. This is a very special bird to me. This is my first pet ever. It's a budgie, and I had a budgie named Rama. So this is very, very, very special. And birds are so important to our ecosystems, They're very important to our Everglades and wildlife because they help take care of a lot of different things. Help prune plants, get rid of insects and so on. They're so important, and this little budgie stands for that. That's why he's here at Gatorland. And this is a beautiful aviary that they have, and this is a beautiful experience. So I promised birds, and we got some birds. I want to thank you all for watching the vlog. I hope you had an amazing look into the world of reptiles through Gatorland. I want to thank everyone at Gatorland for being so supportive. The people there make ecology and conservation so entertaining. Everyone there was having a great time, so I want to thank them first and foremost. Second of all, I want to thank my cousin Nick for coming out there. Show your support to him. Give him a little love down there because he was such a good sport. I asked him to ask questions, whatever he was curious on, and he just was such a natural at it. So I want to thank him so much for being my first special guest. It's very special to me. And I hope you all saw some of the ecology, the amazing things. And ecology, when I say ecology, means the study of ecosystems. Ecosystems is how everything in the environment works together to make it cohesive. So the animals, the plants, the everything working together to make it one wholesome unit. And reptiles, especially here in the Everglades here in Florida, they serve such an important ecological purpose for everything over there because there's such large parts of the population, and these alligators, they're so smart. I hope you saw some of the intelligence, but I wasn't able to show you one of the most exciting things is that some of these alligators over there at Gatorland, they know their names. So when they'll say, Chester, Chester, Chester. And Chester, the right alligator, will come up. He knows his name. He knows who he is. And he'll come up there, and the trainers will have him put his neck up, and they'll give him scratches under his neck. They are tremendous with these alligators and training them, and the ability for these alligators to be trained. It is really, it's not for, you know, any unprofessional person to do this, leave it to those guys. But it is really amazing to see what they're able to do with them, just to see the intelligence of them. So I hope those of you who are fearful of reptiles saw that, you know, these reptiles have an amazing capacity. They're not unintelligent. They are so, so, so smart. There is so much more to them than just eating and all of this stuff. They have different sides to them, just like any animal. So I hope you saw a little bit of that. I'm so passionate about it, not just the neuroscience, not just the genetics and, you know, medically related research, but this ecology research and conservation efforts is very, very dear to my heart. I grew up watching Steve Irwin on TV, and I mean, that is just ingrained in me ever since. And up to now, I love to see what ecosystems and what conservation efforts are being done. And I encourage you to participate in whatever local conservation efforts are being done. In Toronto, I know there's quite a bit going on, you know, in terms of, you know, looking at different bird species and wolves and fish and all of these things going on in Toronto. And of course, here in the Everglades, there's a bit of a calamity right now because some Burmese pythons, an invasive species, so a species that wouldn't normally be found here in the Everglades, got loose, and they were able to survive very, very well. And these pythons are really taking their toll on endangered species and so on in the Everglades. So we don't want to see, as I said in the climate change video, we don't want to see species go extinct because of our negligence. So we want to do all that we can and find the best ways that we can to help out and make sure that our impact on the environment is as little as possible, and to make sure that we are living in harmonious coexistence with our nature around them. It's such an important part to me. It's so important to me, and I hope you saw a little bit to be encouraged to look into these things and see a little bit more. And especially if you're fearful of reptiles, I hope you go out and go to places like Gatorland, because it's a safe distance. They're not gonna attack you, not from there. And I hope you go out and see and encourage yourself and push yourself a little bit to see more from these amazing, amazing animals. I have one more video, the last video that Nick took of me at Gatorland, and it was a once-in-a-lifetime experience. It was really, really special to me to be able to do this. So I'll leave you at that. And last but not least, I hope you have an amazing, amazing end to 2018 and beginning to 2019. I'll see you in Science Vlog number 3. Remember to be kind to yourself, be kind to others, and let that hopefully be one of your New Year's resolutions. And I'll see you guys in a week's time. Have a wonderful, wonderful New Year, everyone, and I'll leave you with one more video. Bye-bye.
All right, next up, come on down. All right, knees in the stand there. Grab around the tape. Look at the camera and smile. Nice. Good job, my man. Good job. Next up, come on down. All right, here you go.